Hello, race fans. It is finally time as we are here live from the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway getting ready for the Mountain Dew Southern 500. This is our first race in the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series playoffs here as we are getting down to the wire now as we are in the home stretch to crown ourselves a new Season 4 champion. We have 16 drivers set in the playoffs, and actually one of them is actually starting on the pole here tonight. Jessica Shelton in the number 20 car. She is looking to try to get her first win of the season here as she, along with 6 other drivers, are tied, currently sitting at 2,000 points. Our current points leader, Zachary Fitzwater, is in the lead with 2,003 points, while there's a 8-driver tie for second in points, all with 2,001 points, who all have one win this season. But we're going to be in here for a pretty long one here tonight. We're going to be here for 56 laps here in the Lady in Black. Now, a lot can happen. Now, this is a new Darlington I'm using. I did not use this Darlington the first time we raced here for the throwback race, so hopefully the racing here will be better. You did see a preview of the racing in the new playoffs intro before we went live. So hopefully all of you guys are going to be ready to enjoy the show, as I'm sure this has been a long time coming. We have a few drivers in the championship starting in the top 10 here, all of them hoping to try to get a good run here today. What kind of racing will we see here in the Lady in Black? I don't know, but we're just mere seconds away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Keep an eye on your temps for this first segment. We shouldn't really be in danger of overheating, but it will, probably get up to about 220, so just keep an eye on that.
And as the drivers are leaving pit road double file, here is your starting lineup for the Mountain Dew Southern 500. As the field is going down, heading into turns 3 and 4 here, Jessica Shelton looking to punch her ticket into the next round of the playoffs, looking to try to capture her first win of the season. As the pace car makes its way onto pit road, I hope you guys are ready, because I certainly am ready. This has been a long time coming here, as the green flag is now out here at Darlington. And oh boy, we already got Sky Commons in the wall here, separating some of the pack, and we now see that Steven Gonzalez, he's going to the inside of Jessica Shelton to take the lead away, and he's bringing Nathan Orman along with him, as Steven Gonzalez will lead the first lap. Steven Gonzalez is one of those drivers who just missed out on getting into the chase, but he's still gonna try to show that he is just as competitive as the rest of these drivers here, as he is trying to run away with that lead pack. Nathan Orman now finds himself in second place in the 48 car. Nathan Orman, he's also one of those drivers looking to try to get his first win of the season here. Shelton now jumps back to third, and here comes our Rockingham winner, Charles Saffer, trying to bring two more chase contenders along with him. Charles Saffer in front row motorsports. He's looking to try to do what he can to get up there with the top four now. As we do see that turns 1 and 2 can be a problematic spot for a few drivers, as we did see a few of them scrape the wall. As we now see Joshua Mudd running behind two of his teammates, and the caution is out. Oh man, we already have our first caution on lap number 4 here. Steven Gonzalez continues to lead here. Let's try to see what the accident was about, and it looks like it was Christina Bell in the number 40. And it may have been just a solo car spin for the number 40, running the Harvest Cheddar colors on her number 40. We're gonna have to go to the replays and take a look and see what happened to her. Well, here's having to put our first caution. Heading into turns 1 and 2, one of our championship contenders, Allison Rain, she ended up scraping the wall, and she nearly gets into it with her own teammate Kyle Matthews, and then nearly went for a wide net situation as Christina Bell goes down like to the apron, but she tries to get back in line, and I guess her spotter didn't warn her that Brayson Mitchell was right there, and Brayson Mitchell just took the liberty of just tapping her and just spinning her out. Christina Bell spins into turn 3. Now luckily she didn't hit anyone, and I don't think she hits the wall. No, she does not. She manages to get her car turned around and manages to keep going. That accident really could have been a lot worse here, but the night is still young. So let's head back to live action. And here we are back at Darlington. We're gonna restart on lap number 8 as majority of the field came down pit road one lap, but then the leaders decided to come down pit road on the second lap. So they're gonna restart from the rear of the field here. No drivers retire out of the race, but now our new race leader is gonna be the number 11 of Cody Lamas. Second now is going to be Sky Commons. Third is going to be Nathan Hudson. Fourth, Alex Ferranti. Fifth, Alex Drayton. Sixth is going to be Cole Deaver. Seventh now is Seth Cole. Eighth, Tim Fiegel. Ninth is Joshua Mudd. And rounding out the top 10 is Dylan Poteet. The rest of the top 15 are Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Darlington, Ron Acosta, Dougie Shears, and James McLeod. There's still a lot of racing to go here as Cody Lamas, he's gonna try to do what he can to try to run away with that lead as the green flag is now back out. Turns 1 and 2, you really want to get on that high side to try to get all the speed you can, but you don't want to get too far into the high side to start scraping the wall. That's what happened with a few drivers here. Allison Rain hit the wall a few times, so she had to have an extended stay on pit road, and she actually restarted dead last here. As we now see Seth Cole trying to go to the inside of Sky Commons here. He's going to try to do what he can to get second place and try to catch up to that number 11. And oh man, we got more drivers scraping the wall back there. And oh man, one of them was actually a playoff driver, Dougie Shears. That's going to cause him to lose a few spots here. As we head further back, we're about to have a 3-wide battle for 5th between Cole Deaver, Alex Ferranti, and Nathan Hudson. But Alex Drayton, he actually decided against that, and we actually do have a 3-wide battle right now. Drayton is now in it with his teammate Fitzwater and Tim Fiegel. And oh man, we just had a lead change. Seth Cole, he just took it away from Cody Lamas here. Now he's gonna try to do what he can to run away with that lead. Seth Cole, he's going to try to do what he can to capture his second win of the season here. Hopefully he wants to try to punch his ticket into the next round. As we now see that Sky Commons, he's trying to go to the inside of Cody Lamas for second. And oh man, it looks like there's still some more scraping. And oh, Chris Darlington. Ooh. And oh man, I think we got a car spinning. Yes, we do. The caution is back out once again on lap number 11. And Seth Cole, that is not what he wanted to see because he was getting a big lead. But now it's pretty much going to be gone now, as he will take the yellow flag and catch the pace car. But now we have to see who was involved. And oh no, there's some rear damage to one of our chase contenders, Cole Daly. And we actually got a car smoking up ahead of the 18. Let's see, there's William Brock in the 42. He's got some right side damage. And oh no, Michael Norman, he's missing the complete right front of his number 21 here. And oh no, our pole sitter Jessica Shelton, she's run into trouble. As I said, William Brock, he's got some right side there. Oh, and oh boy, there was some contact between Jessica Shelton and William Brock. I don't know if that was retaliation for something. And oh no, two Everham teammates have damage. Aaron Macklin has rear damage, and Simon Oscon has some front end damage to his number 91. So this was definitely a multiple car incident here. We're gonna have to go to the replays and see what happened here between these drivers. So stay tuned, race fans. And here's having to put out our second caution. It looks like turn 2 is going to be the problematic spot here tonight, as Chris Darlington, he is just scraping the wall, and he's trying to do what he can to get off of it. He's in a 3-wide situation right now with Brandon Crasta and James McLeod. And Alex Drayton, he does what he can to try to avoid the 82, but in doing that, he ends up getting into the right rear quarter panel of the number 18. Cole Daly spins out in front of the field here. Alex Drayton trying to do what he can to get out the way, and William Brock, I guess he couldn't see with all the smoke. And oh no, he actually gets hit from behind. Oh wow. He actually gets hit from he actually got hit from the 38 of Brett Kenningberg, and then his car is literally stuck on top of Matt McIntyre's as William Brock continues to spin out, and then that's where we see how Simon Oscon got his damage. I'm gonna have to bring it back a little bit. He comes in contact with Matt McIntyre, and further back, Dylan Young just barely misses Cole Daly, and oh no, Michael Norman slams into the spinning 18, and that's what gave him his damage. Just just right there, you can see the black smoke spewing out of the number 21. That signals the end of his day. As Cole Daly continues to spin, you can see the sheet metal just flying off the 21 and landing on the track. Someone's gonna have to get that up. And we see that Simon Oscon actually gets into the 42 of William Brock. I'm trying to see where Aaron Macklin got his rear damage. It might have been when they were bunching up to try to catch the pace car. There we see Brett Kennenberg. Let's actually see. I'm trying to see if I can get a good angle of this. And yep, right there. There's the contact that actually sent William Brock careening right into the path of Matt McIntyre. And then it's just a chain reaction of everything here. That's a real tough break for some of these guys, especially Cole Daly. He's one of the 16 battling for the championship. Right now, Cole Daly, he's actually tied with one of the drivers who have 2,000 points. But after this race is over and done with, we may see that the top 16 are definitely going to change in the points. Let's get a couple of onboards before we head back to live action. Here we are riding on board with our first camera from the number 77 Bomb Secors Chevrolet of Kyle Matthews. It's a perfect view of Matt McIntyre coming in contact with William Brock. Now here we are riding aboard with the number 41 Haas Tooling Demo Day Ford Mustang of Brayson Mitchell. And right there you can see the hard contact with Michael Norman there that sent the 18 spinning out even more. Now here we are with one final onboard from the number 18 M&M's Toyota Camry of Cole Daly. Just a huge chain reaction from the exit of turn 2. But I do think that Cole Daly can still continue. Other than that contact from Michael Norman, he really didn't get that much damage. And here we are back at Darlington. We're going to restart on lap number 16. And we only have one driver who retired out of the race, and that was Michael Norman. Once we get back going, our top 10 goes as follows. Seth Cole is the race leader. Second is Joshua Mudd. Third is Sky Commons. Fourth now is Alex Ferranti. Wow, we got 3 Hendrick Motorsports cars currently in the top 5. Fifth now is Cody Lamas. Sixth now is our winner from Michigan, Mitchell Collins. Seventh is Joshua Osborne. Eighth is Dustin Stuller. Ninth, his teammate Cole Deaver, and rounding out the top 10 is James McLeod. The rest of the top 15 are Zachary Fitzwater, Dylan Poteet, Jessica Shelton, Stephen Colin, and Jonathan Zolan, as we're about to get back underway here at Darlington. The green flag is back out. Hopefully these drivers have figured out how to take turns 1 and 2 here, as Joshua Mudd, he is all over the back bumper of his teammate, and it looks like Alex Ferranti, he wants to try to get around Sky Commons for third place to get up there with his 2 teammates, as the field are taking it single file right now. No one's trying to make a move just yet. Joshua Mudd is creeping on the inside. He wants more. He wants to try to take the lead away from his teammate who is currently in the playoffs, but Seth Cole, he's not letting it go that easy, as he is gonna try to dive down. No, he cannot do it. And Joshua Mudd, he's gonna take the lead away here in that number 5 car. As they're going double file, it looks like that we have another driver in the wall. That's Jonathan Zorland here. But Seth Cole, he's fighting back on the outside. But Joshua Mudd running the Cheez-It colors on his number 5. But he's helping Cody Lamas out of Joe Gibbs Racing to try to take the lead away, as Joshua Mudd will lead that lap. But Joshua in the 5 right now, he is one of the worst drivers in the standings right now. But he's looking to try to turn his luck around here tonight, as Seth Cole, he drops back to second place. But now we have a battle for second between 2 playoff drivers. But Cody Lamas, he is gonna have an edge on him right now, as he's gonna try to do what he can. And oh man, there was almost some contact between Cole Deaver and Mitchell Collins. Oh man, I don't think Mitchell's gonna like that from the 3. And oh man, now we have Dustin Stoller in the wall. And oh man, there's some more contact, more drivers in the wall. But they managed to keep it going, shockingly. But oh man, that really could have been disastrous, as we have now 4 playoff drivers in the inside right now. Cole Deaver, Dylan Poteet, James McLeod, and Tim Fiegel. And oh man, Tim Fiegel, he just got around McLeod for position here. I believe that's for 11th place. Tim Fiegel right now working on the inside, as we now see Joshua Osborne and Mitchell Collins here trying to trying to keep duking at it. As we now see that Joshua Mudd, he's still hanging on to the race lead. But now we see Cody Lamas on the inside. And oh man, we had a spin on the front straightaway. The caution is out, and that was the battle for the lead here. Cody Lamas, he will take the lead, and look who's in 4th place right now. Our points leader, Zachary Fitzwater. It seems like no matter where you go, if he wants to try to get up to the front, he will get to the front. But now we have to see what the caution came out for, and it looks like it's from Brett Kenningberg. He's got some front end damage to his number 38 as he pulls into his pit box, and it looks like they're gonna try to get that fixed. And it looks like it may have been just a single car spin with just the 38 as we see the leaders coming down pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out our 3rd caution of the night. And here's having to bring out our 3rd caution. They were just coming out of turn 4 here, and it looks like there was some contact between Brett Kennenberg and James Qualls. Now, luckily, James Qualls escaped from it, but Kennenberg's wheels lock up as he hits the pit road wall, and unfortunately, he ended up collecting playoff driver Allison Rain. Allison Rain currently sits 13th in standings. This is not what she needed at all, but luckily, I don't think she got that much damage at all in her Alley Pride number 7 here. She manages to keep going here without hitting the wall. At least I don't think she hit the wall. If she did hit it, she might have just tapped it. And no, I don't think she actually did hit the wall. She came in contact with Brett Kenningberg here, and no, she did not hit the wall, so she should be able to continue. She just have to come down pit road and get 4 fresh rubbers. Brett Kenningberg ultimately ended up getting the worst of that as he gives the wall a second tap here, but he manages to keep going. There's lots of thrills and spills happening here tonight in this race as we already had 3 cautions. And here we are back at Darlington. We're going to restart on lap number 25. Now, unfortunately, Brett Kennenberg had an extended stay on pit road, so he is going to restart 1 lap down right next to our new leader, which is actually someone who did not come down pit road like everyone else, trying to roll the dice and get that valuable track position. It's Ron Acosta in the number 78. Second now is Cody Lamas. Third now is Zachary Fitzwater. 4th is Cole Deaver. 5th is Alex Ferranti. 6th is Joshua Osborne. 7th now is Dustin Stuller. 8th is Brendan Crasta. 9th is Tim Fiegel. And running out the top 10 is Sky Commons. The rest of the top 15 are RJ Bishop, who actually won here the last time we came here, Dylan Poteet, Seth Cole, Levi McIntyre, and Dougie Shears. Like I always say, it ain't over until it's over. And Ron Acosta, everyone behind him came down pit road, so we're gonna have to see what he can do as the green flag is now back out here at Darlington. And it looks like that Brett Kennenberg is indeed going to be slower than the rest of the field, so unfortunately his day is pretty much going to be over. The best thing that he can do is hope to get some more track position if more wrecks happen. And oh man, he's holding up Sky Commons and Dylan Poteet. But Ron Acosta, he is fighting on that outside. But oh man, he's gonna be no match for those guys who have fresh tires and fuel here. He's trying to do what he can to fight back on the outside as he did lead that lap. But there goes Cody Lamas here as he will take the lead away from the 78. And oh man, now we have RJ Bishop in the wall. And oh man, Joshua Mudd just got turned. And Ron Acosta trying to do what he can to fight back on the outside. Can't quite do it yet. That's going to give the lead back over to the 11 as the 5 goes around at the exit of turn 2. Cody Lamas will lead them back to the yellow flag. And oh man, I think we still have more drivers spinning out here as I'm trying to see who was all involved. And oh man, there's major right side damage to Simon Oscon's 91. And there's Joshua Mudd. And oh no, Dylan Young, last week's winner, he got involved. Oh man, he's missing the left front fender of his number 2, and he's got major right side damage. And oh no, there's another playoff driver, Nathan Ormond. Oh man, and and oh man, there's 2 more playoff drivers in trouble. Charles Sanford, who's got major front end damage, and there is Cole Daly once again finding trouble. Oh man, we had a few playoff drivers involved in this. As Chris Darlington, he's got some left side damage and he's got some rear damage to his 82, but he's staying out. I don't know if this is strategy for the number 82 or if he's gonna come down next time by, but oh man, this had to be a big accident. There were a lot of drivers involved and there could be more. And oh man, there's some rear damage to Dylan Pote, but he's staying out behind Seth Cole to take second place. Oh man, he does have some right side damage as well, but I don't know if that's going to be a factor tonight. But oh man, Seth Cole is now the race leader after they're coming down pit road, and it looks like Brett Kennenberg is making another indication from pit road. But while that's going on, let's take a look and see what happened to Joshua Mudd and the other playoff drivers who were involved in this mess. Here's having to bring out this caution. Jake Rogers was one of the unfortunate drivers who actually got stuck in the wall here. As you can see, the number 94 begins to buckle right about there. As you can see, he's trying to do what he can to stay off that wall. Joshua Mudd tries to go to the inside here, and unfortunately, Jake Rogers gets into the wall once again, and Joshua Mudd, he comes in contact with the 94 and he spins out right in front of these small gaggle of cars. And he actually comes in contact with Brayson Mitchell. There's the contact from Charles Sanford. And oh man, Charles Sanford ends up spinning out right in front of Chris Darlington and Christina Bell. Charles Sanford spins out right back onto the track here, and I'm guessing that's where Dylan Young comes in contact. And yep, right there. Oh, he actually came in contact with Joshua Mudd, and oh man, Nathan Ormond. Oh man, Nathan Ormond was actually the one that actually came in contact with his own teammate, and that just says the 48 and the 5 just tumbling. Oh man, I'm trying to keep an eye on both of them because both the 48 and the 5 were tumbling down the back straightaway. And oh man, Matt McIntyre once again has a car just in his windshield as Joshua Mudd ends up back on his wheels, but the 48, he's still tumbling here as Matt McIntyre, he was still tumbling as up ahead. And oh man, it looks like Allison Rain gets into it with the number 91 of Simon Oscon. That's where we saw that he got his damage. That they made him get right and they made Allison Rain get right into her teammate Kyle Matthews as Simon Oscon. He's he gets into his own teammate Aaron Macklin. Kyle Matthews spins out right in the field. And let's actually bring it back a little bit. We see that Dylan Young, I'm gonna have to slow it down by a lot. And there's a contact from Joshua Mudd and Nathan Ormond that sends both of the Hendrick Motorsports cars just tumbling in the air. I'm gonna have to keep it on with Dylan Young just to see the 48 and the 5 tumbling. Oh man. Joshua Mudd ends up back on his wheels, but Nathan Ormond, he just continues tumbling. Jessica Shelton and Cole Daly, they get into it together. But oh man, Dylan Young, this is not what he needed to happen. Last week at Daytona, he won the race to get himself into the playoffs. But right now tonight he's gonna have an early exit. Before we head back to live action, we actually had a second accident that took place after the drivers had crossed the start finish line. Two more playoff drivers, Dougie Shears and Dylan Pote, actually came in contact with each other, and that actually sends both the 31 and the 83. That's where Dylan Pote got his damage here. As we see Dougie Shears spin out right in front of Dylan Pote here. I'm trying to see if I can find a better camera angle here. And no, this is the best one that I can find. Dougie Shears actually spins out right in front of Dylan Pote, and he actually comes in contact with Mitchell Collins in the 22 as Shears tries to turn his car back around. There's more contact with Stephen Colin and the 38 of Brett Kennenberg here. And further back, we see that Steven Gonzalez actually comes in contact with Brayson Mitchell in the 41, and then Allison Rain, she gets into the back of Steven Gonzalez. That's how she got her front end damage on her number 7. Oh man, Darlington is certainly playing no favorites here, and that includes our playoff drivers, whether they're competing for the championship or not. As Steven Gonzalez, he spins out right in front, but he manages to keep it going here as he eventually turns his 28 car around. And here we are back at Darlington. We're gonna restart on lap number 31 with just 25 laps to go, and we have more drivers who are now out of the race. They are Nathan Orman, Dylan Young, Joshua Mudd, Charles Sanford, and Cole Daly. Our top 10, once we get back underway, goes as follows. Seth Cole is the leader. Second is Dylan Poteet. Third is going to be Sky Commons. Fourth is going to be Jonathan Zorlin. Fifth now is James Quall. Sixth is going to be Stephen Colin. Seventh now is James McLeod. Eighth now is going to be Christina Bell. Ninth is going to be Chris Dalton. Rounding out the top 10 is Cody Lamas. The rest of the top 15 are Ryan Acosta, Zachary Fitzwater, Levi McIntyre, Joshua Osborne, and Brandon Crasta. As the pace car makes its way back on the pit road, and the green flag is now back out here at Darlington. I think it's safe to say that Darlington showed that it certainly plays no favorites here. As oh man, it looks like that Seth Cole's gonna try to do what he can to run away with that lead. Dylan Pote now finds himself in second place. Sky Commons gonna try to do what he can. He's hanging on to third as he's trying to push Dylan Pote to try to catch that number 24. As oh man, they're still running dangerously close here to that safer barrier, but excuse me. Okay, now we see that Seth Cole, he is indeed trying to run away with that lead as we now go to the spectators camera, and I think that the caution is back out. And no, it's not. I apologize. The caution is not back out, but Seth Cole, he's a man on a mission right now. As oh man, he's one of the relatively cleanest cars here out of all of our championship contenders that are left here. And oh man, we're having a heated battle for second place as Jonathan Zorlin, being helped by James Qualls, they need to try to do what they can to try to catch that 24 because he has checked out. Heading further back, now we see that Levi McIntyre. He's the guy who's running in the top 10 right now. He's gonna try to do what he can to try to catch up to this field. As we see that some of our playoff drivers right here is Zachary Fitzwater. He's gonna try to do what he can. I apologize for my brief pauses here. I'm gonna have to let's see. I'm gonna have to take a quick break here. I will be back live in just a second here, as Seth Cole is still our race leader.
What's he looking for?
I think he's looking for savings. I can't watch this anymore. Stop! There's an easier way. We compare your Progressive Direct rate to other top companies so you get a great price. No more running around. Wouldn't you love to see the world through his eyes?
I bet I look like the strongest man in the world.
The best place to find a great deal. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Oh, race fans, sorry about that. I am back and feeling a lot better. As I was saying before we went to that little break, Seth Cole has a sizable lead here, but that may be cutting short just in just a little bit, as we now see that Jonathan Zola has found himself into second place, and James Qualls has found himself in third. As James Qualls here, he's trying to get his first win of the season, as we just saw Dylan Pulte further back there give the wall a little bit of smack. That's going to cause him to lose some speed. Sky Commons finds himself in fourth right now, as we're about to have a heated battle for fifth place. Zachary Fitzwater just got a run out of turn 4. He's looking to try to get to the inside of Stephen Colin in that UPS number 88. And as we now see that Dylan Pulte, he's trying to do what he can to bounce back. And oh man, it looks like the 43 and the 70 have finally caught up to the 24. But now the question is, can Seth Cole do what he can to defend his lead? This is actually our first sizable green flag run going on right now, as the top 3 consists of Chevrolets, and our first Ford is actually in 4th place. Our only Toyota in the top 10 right now is Brandon Chrysler, and the caution's out. Oh man, just when I was about to comment how we have a sizable green flag run going, and it looks like we may have had an incident in the front straightaway. There is some right side damage to Dougie Shears, but I don't know if that was from earlier. And oh no, another playoff driver is in trouble. That's James McLeod. That's actually Poteet's teammate, as Poteet fell all the way back to the 10th position. And I don't think anyone else is. Oh no, Cole Deaver just went up in smoke. Oh man, this may have involved the 3 and the 51. Oh man, yet another playoff driver finds himself in trouble, as Cole Deaver's number 3 is up in smoke, and James McLeod sits on pit road by himself. This may have been just a 2-car incident, but oh man. Wow, we just had our first decent green flag run going, and unfortunately, Cole Deaver and James McLeod are the casualties of this latest caution, as Cole Deaver just took his number 3 back to the garage area. As we see the drivers taking their pit stops once again, let's take a look and see what happened to the 3 and the 51. Now here's having to bright out this caution. Almost the exact same situation from what happened to Allison Rain and Brett Kinnenberg earlier. James McLeod comes in contact with Joshua Osborne, and that sends both drivers careening towards Cole Deaver. Now, Cole Deaver was already going too fast, and he literally gets stuck right onto the 51, as both drivers literally slammed the pit road wall, as smoke erupts from both the 3 and the 51. So 2 playoff drivers actually found themselves in trouble here in the front straightaway after a decent green flag run going on the front straightaway. And unfortunately, Cole Deaver already took his number 3 back to the garage area, so he's done for tonight. As far as McLeod goes, I'm not sure. He did teleport to pit road, and that's usually a sign that um that a driver's race day is pretty much over and done with. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with the 51. We head back to live action. This literally happened on pit road, and I can't believe I missed it because I was focused on Cole Deaver. As Jonathan Zorlin was leaving his pit box, he actually comes in contact with Stephen Colin while Colin is trying to get into his pit box. Another NR 2003 glitch where the 43 briefly just hops in the air, and the momentum of the 88 just trying to get into his pit stall manages to flip the 43 over onto his roof. Now, at the time, Jonathan Zorlin was running in second place, so this could not have happened at a worse time for the 43. And since he's upside down on pit road, that means he has no choice but to teleport back to his pit box. And that's going to give second place over to James Qualls here. So our top 2 consists of 2 playoff drivers, but like I said, in NR 2003 and the NASCAR SEGA Cup, anything can happen. And unfortunately, Jonathan Zorlin had an unfortunate circumstance of what happened to him just now. And here we are back at Darlington. We're going to restart on lap number 44. The laps are indeed winding down, and hopefully this race will end under the green flag and not the yellow flag. And we have 2 more drivers who are now out of this race, James McLeod and Cole Deaver. Jonathan Zorlin, after that little mishap on pit road, sits 2 laps down. Anyway, our top 10, once we get back underway, goes as follows. Seth Cole is the race leader still. Second is James Qualls now. Third is Sky Commons. Fourth, Levi McIntyre. Fifth is Brendan Crasta. Sixth, Ron Acosta. Seventh, Zachary Fitzwater. Eighth, Dylan Poteet. Ninth, Joshua Osborne. And rounding out the top 10 is Brayson Mitchell. The rest of the top 15 are Dustin Stoller, RJ Bishop, Alex Drayden, Christina Bell, and Aaron Macklin. Ever since Seth Cole took the lead, he has not looked back, but he is hoping to try to hold off James Qualls and perhaps a charging Levi McIntyre. Levi McIntyre, he's trying to get yet another win here this season. As Seth Cole, he's going to try to do what he can to run away with that lead, but James Qualls, he is all over his back bumper. Seth Cole is trying to deny James Qualls his first points win of the season. And oh man, it looks like Seth Cole's going to the inside. He's coming down pit road. Oh man, and you know what, kind of thing, I don't think Seth Cole actually came down pit road under the caution. I don't think he came down. Oh man, this may be costly for the 24 team. And that's going to give the lead over to the 70 of James Qualls. James Qualls, he's been running consistently in the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series all season, and he has yet to get his first win. The last time we were here, he got into it with Danny Wells, which took he and himself out of this race. But now he's the guy in charge right now. But don't forget, here comes another playoff driver trying to capture his second win of the season. That's Brendan Crasta right now. He currently sits 6th in standings. He is trying to get his first oval win. His first win earlier this season came at Sonoma under the lights. And right now he is all over the back bumper of James Qualls, and he just goes to the high side to try to get a run out of turn 4. And which he is trying to do, try to get around that charging number 10. And oh man, Brendan Crasta, he's a man on a mission right now. He wants to punch his ticket into the next round of 3. Oh man, the more they go side by side, the more that's going to allow James Qualls to get away. We're under 10 laps to go now. Now running in 5th place. right now is Ron Acosta. Ron Acosta trying to represent for his two other teammates, Allison Rain and Kyle Matthews, and he's gonna have a bumper full of Zachary Fitzwater now. And back up to the front, it's all about James Qualls and Brandon Crasser. Brandon Crasser, he is on a charge in that number 23 car. I don't know. And once again, Brandon Crasser goes to the outside to try to get a run out of turn 4. It worked on Sky Commons, and it looks like it's going to try to work on James Qualls here. He can't quite make a move on him yet. And oh man, now Sky Commons is in the wall. That's going to make him lose some track position, as we now see that Dustin Steller is also in the wall back there. But like I said, the more that these two go side by side, the more that's going to allow James Qualls to get away. And oh man, Brandon Crasta, he is trying to do what he can to hold on to second place. But Sky Commons in the number 10, he is trying to do what he can to hang on to second place. And don't count out Levi McIntyre just yet. McIntyre knows how to win at tracks like these, but he needs to try to do what he can to get up there. And further back, we have two playoff drivers still trying to duke at it to try to get into the top 5. Zachary Fitzwater and Dylan Poteet. Dylan Poteet, he does have some right side damage and some rear damage to the back of his 31, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him that much here. The laps are indeed winding down. Next time by, we're going to have 5 laps to go. And James Qualls, he's still trying to do what he can to defend that lead. We have another decent green flag running right now. And oh man, now we see Sky Commons trying to get a run on the outside. And here comes Levi McIntyre trying to make it 3 wide. Oh man, McIntyre tries to make it 3 wide for second place. And oh man, McIntyre, he's trying to get on a charge here. He gets around Brandon Crasser for the 3rd position. But oh man, the more that these guys battle it out for position, that's going to allow James Qualls to benefit away from these turns. Sky Commons gets around Brandon Crasser for second place once again. As we now see further back, Alex Drayton and Dylan Poteet going to try to do what they can to work together. But time is running out. If anyone has anything for that number 70 car, they better try to hurry up, and they better hope that the caution doesn't come out. And oh man, now we see Zachary Fitzwater in the wall. Oh man, that is not what we need happening right now. As Brandon Crasta, he is all over the back bumper of the number 10, trying to get another strong run here. He's trying to, oh man, he is really fighting hard on that inside as both drivers trying to do what they can to catch that number 70 car. All James Qualls has to do is hope for a caution or keep doing what he's doing. But Sky Commons is all over the back bumper of that number 70 car. And oh man, they're catching up on some lap traffic here. That's Dougie Shears and Samad Ozkan. Where are these two going to go? And oh man, the leaders are definitely going to catch them before this race is over. Hopefully this doesn't deter a winner here, as we now have 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go here, and James Qualls, he is a man on a mission. He wants to punch his ticket to the round of 12, and it looks like he is going to do that. But I don't know. We're going to find out on this lap. They're going to catch up to the 83 and the 91 here. And oh man, the white flag is now waving. Where are the 83 and the 91 going to go? As James Qualls, and oh, James Qualls, he has a strong run out of turn 4, but here comes Levi McIntyre. And James Qualls goes down the block. Oh man, they're making it 3 wide for the lead. And here comes Levi McIntyre and Sky Commons. They're going 3 wide for the lead with lap traffic in the way. Oh man, where are these drivers going to go? Sky Commons has the edge on the outside, but oh man, no. Oh man, they're losing ground right now. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time here. Thanks to lap traffic, James Qualls, he will take home the Mountain Dew Southern 500 and punch his ticket into the round of 12. For the first time in our NASCAR SEGA Cup Series playoffs, our Chevy winning moment congratulates the number 70 of James Qualls as he finally captures his very first win of the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series this season. Oh man, that was a really heated final battle here as James Qualls fights off a charging Levi McIntyre and Ron Acosta. Ron Acosta manages to get himself into third place. Oh man. S4 Mountain Dew Southern 500, and this race is indeed in the books. The veteran James Qualls finally captures his first Second Cup Series victory in his personal number 70 car for Joanna Atwood Motorsports, as he will take home the Mountain Dew Southern 500 and win the very first race of the NASCAR Second Cup Series playoffs. Alex Drayton climbs himself up to get into fourth place. Sky Commons ends up with a nice top 5 in the number 10. Brandon Crasta ends up 6th. Dylan Pote ends up in 7th. Brayson Mitchell ends up 8th. Joshua Osborne 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is RJ Bishop. Then we have Zachary Fitzwater, Cody Lamas, Dustin Stoller, Christina Bell after her earlier troubles. She ends up with a top 15, and Tim Fiegel rounds out the final spot in 15th in that regard. Then we have Jake Rogers, Danny Wells, Steven Gonzalez, Aaron Macklin, and Alex Franti rounds out the top 20. Then we have Mitchell Collins, Stephen Colin, Allison Rain, Kyle Matthews, and Matt McIntyre. He rounds out the top 25. Then we have Nathan Hudson, Chris Dollarton, William Brock, and pole sitter Jessica Shelton rounds out as the final car on the lead lap, while Dougie Shears ends up with a top 30 just over Samad Oskan, who determined the final battle of this race. Then we have Jonathan Zorland with his little mishap on pit road. He manages to get one of his laps back. And Seth Cole not coming down pit road on that last caution was definitely the biggest mistake he made. And unfortunately, that will cause him to get 33rd, one lap down. Brett Kennenberg also ended up one lap down after his earlier troubles. And he was actually the last car running. And then from 35th on down to 42nd, we have Cole Deaver, James McLeod, Cole Daly, Charles Sanford, Joshua Mudd, Dylan Young, Nathan Ormond, and Michael Norman. That is 6 playoff drivers who ended up retiring out of this race, and they are definitely going to have some work to do over the next couple of weeks. Well, race fans, that does it here for Darlington. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to record the next race, which will indeed take place at the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, the last time we were at Bristol, we raced on it while it was covered in dirt, but this time we're going to the asphalt configuration. So it's definitely going to be a different race here. So I hope that all of you will tune in for that. Congratulations one last time to James Qualls for winning the Mountain Dew Southern 500, and we'll see you guys at Bristol.